Hello. Welcome, everybody. This is another Grounded Flight interview. We have one of our Inner Alchemy Academy graduates, Miranda, here. And so today we're going to be talking about her story and just what she witnessed through the program. Cool. So, Miranda, go ahead. Tell us where you're from. How did you first find me?
I'm from Huntsville, Alabama, and I saw you on Facebook. I saw one of your posts. I'm not sure if we became friends first, but I saw one of your posts about creating reality, and I really liked it. And you reached out to me and talked to me a little bit about what I was going through, and I was really intrigued by what you do, and it seems like you came to me at a really good time in my life when I didn't realize that I needed this.
Got you. And actually, now that you said that, it actually reminded me that I remember, one of the things that we was initially talking about was anger and some insights and some shifts around that. Do you remember that?
Not really, no. I mean, I remember going through some anger things around that time, but I don't really remember us discussing that necessarily.
Got you. And so tell us where, and so when we had that first call, right? And you was like, okay, what was going through your head when we had our first call, and what ultimately made you pull the trigger to come on in?
Well, the big thing was I have always wanted to write something that I've had in my head for over 10 years. And I never really had support or people that believed in me. And I think that's why that video about creating and making things a reality spoke to me, because I didn't have enough of my own self-confidence in myself to feel like I could create something that was just in my brain. So, I feel like that was a big reason on why I wanted to start the Inner Alchemy Academy. Of course, it's different aspects have kind of coalesced in a way, different aspects of healing to get me there. But I definitely feel like I have that inner strength to do whatever I want now.
And we're going to talk about that. And for all of the amazing viewers around the world, Inner Alchemy Academy, that is our flagship program. It's a 3-month process where we help people transform their inner pain into inner peace and give them an actual foundation to change their identity to become whoever they want to be. So with that being said, Miranda, so going into Inner Alchemy Academy, right, coming into the process, just while you were in the middle of it, what were some wins? What were some things that happened? What let you know this was the right place? And yeah, talk to me about that.
Well, it seemed like when I was in it, there was a lot of resistance to do the steps. I used to call myself a procrastinator, and I would put things off. And so it really put me out of my comfort zone to get in it. But once I did, it really seemed like every call lined up with the time that I needed to have that sense of, or that good mind space, that sense of peace, but also that confidence in myself. So it really helped me handle things in life. As I was having the videos, I was having experiences that I needed to handle in a healthy way. And I feel like it really helped me be able to deal with those in a healthy way, and encouraged me to not procrastinate and actually do what I need to do, because I saw the results of those things when I started doing them.
Got you. What were some and so with that being said, let's start with the first 6 weeks, right? The healing section of the course. What were some wins or what were some results that you saw from once you got into the flow and from doing these things?
Some wins from the healing, just a more peaceful state of mind, really, truly. I feel like the healing has kind of come back into play. I think because I started really actually taking steps more in the second half. So I think probably the biggest one actually would be the peacefulness, but also that knowing like, oh, I do actually have to do these steps, or I that courage or ability to know that I needed to do those steps, because I would do a little bit and see a little bit, and then it's like it kind of built upon itself.
Mm, powerful, powerful, powerful. And then like, as you started to see that momentum play out, like especially during like the second half of the course and all the things that happen in your life, right? Like, because I think those was like a lot of mirroring tests from everything we was talking about. So how was that process? Just walk us through that incredible journey.
Well, it's been intense. It's been a lot, because life throws things at you that you don't think you're ready for. But I was ready. I didn't realize I was ready for it, but I was ready. And I mean, people tell me with what the things that happen, like, you're doing really great. Like, how are you doing so well after what happened? And it's like, well, it's it's hard to explain. Like, I have a life coach, but it's like I'm doing the work really, truly, and my life coach holds me accountable. But it definitely all kind of culminated into this one big event that I was able to manage, and I feel like the best way I could definitely manage it. So I'm very thankful, and I've been going back to the healing techniques and doing the forgiving training when I need to, which is regularly. But it's just been really helpful to me.
Got you. Powerful. And talk more, because I remember, in our call, you was talking about like how you felt like one of our last calls right before you graduated, how you felt like you were kind of getting into this omnipresent manifestation
Yes.
situation. Tell us about that, and just the build up and the culmination of that. Talk to us.
Okay. Yeah, well, I can definitely see a speed in my manifestations, and I've always known these things, that words have power, that what you put out is what you get back. I've always known these things, but it's almost as if another level of knowing. It's like I pulled back a second layering of knowing, and I feel like I'm deeper in the knowing, in the understanding, in the being of that knowing, if that makes any sense.
Makes sense.
Which I feel like makes it even more powerful when it does happen, when you think or say something and you're driving down the road and what you think or say is right there, and it keeps happening. It's really just, it's like confirmation from the universe, just showing me how much power there is in my words, in my thoughts, and in my actions. It's been so amazing just having the culmination of everything come together, and I feel like I can listen to things I've listened to before or read things that I've read before and have a completely new understanding, a deeper level of understanding about it.
And so with that being said, I got some cat hair on me. Wow. With that being said, like, do you feel like you would have gotten to that like deeper state of knowing, or that like been able to experience those profound things if you wasn't in this process?
No.
Why not?
I don't, because I feel like the steps are necessary almost. I've done so much research for myself for so long on, that's why I know so much about these subjects already that we've been discussing this whole time. But it was almost like I wasn't, I didn't have this step-by-step process of forgiving and just having, like, going through my past and kind of connecting the dots from my past and my present. And I feel like having it all in one place and having the steps really helped me get through it and understand what I needed to know, what I needed to do to work past, to do the healing, but then to also incorporate what I'm learning to another level.
So it's like, it's like you've done the research, because we like hear this, like, or I hear this all the time, right? Where it's like, yeah, people have done the research and they know, okay, yeah, words are powerful, the universe is listening, like affirmations are real, like all these things. But those anxieties, those like traumas get them stuck in those loops that like, yeah, they can have research, yeah, they can have 1,000 YouTube videos, yeah, they can have all these things, but they don't have a process to actually like almost like a rites of passage into like a new world of like, yo, now I'm moving to the world in this omnipresent manifestation point. It's like, but by you having that roadmap and that system, that really helps you to like get through it all and kind of come out on the other side. So it's like we came in the vortex one way, right? And then we came out the other vortex being like, whoa, I'm so much more connected. Everything's now flowing synchronistically into my life. And that's all a reflection of me getting my internal self together, right? And so for the people that's watching, like omnipresent manifestation is a term that we use in our training. And basically what it means is that when you get to this state of like connection and clarity with your intuition and your higher self and harmony with nature, to as everything is flowing synchronistically. Now, people have been able to achieve this state, but it's the art of maintaining this state that we truly work on. And so now tell me more like about that in terms of the like how you've been able, because like I've also seen like as we continue, like you've been able to consistently have these more longer, consistent streaks of positivity and production. Like tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always naturally felt very positive in general. Like I said, I knew the material, so I feel like I have applied it to my life, but it definitely seems like it is more of an elonged state of that period, or more intense periods that kind of seep into the rest of my life in a way. It's almost like it's becoming my new life now, my new reality. It's just, it seems like it's all changed, it's all different, I don't know, there's so many different factors to it. I feel like that had to get me to that point, but it feels, I don't know, it just feels amazing. I just feel really good all the time, and I don't have anybody like a significant other, but I feel like I don't need a significant other. I don't need that. I just feel like I need me. The more I've come to me, the more I've felt good and like me.
Yeah.
The more I've been able to reach that state for a longer period of time by just being with myself and understanding myself.
That's powerful. That's so beautiful, and because it's like it's almost like I can even like see it. It's almost like you reach this new glow inside of yourself, and it's like now reflecting out. And so I know something else that we talked about a lot was boundaries. And people, like walking over boundaries and just the whole, because like as an empath, right, you give all these things. And that was one of the things that we worked on through the healing and reprogramming process. Tell us about like just like the transformation you've seen in yourself with your boundaries before this process and after and during the process.
Well, boundaries is something that I was trying to work on before I met you. Trying to, keyword there was not doing. But it was a struggle. Anytime I tried to set my boundaries, it was just like, it was a fight. It was tension. It was stress. I was worried about it. And then by the end of the coaching, it's not stressful anymore. It's just like, this is just what I have to do for me. Like, that's it. Like, there's not a lot more to it besides this is just something I need for myself to become who I need to be in my life for myself. And it's just like, well, this is a boundary. And if I make you uncomfortable, then, I'm sorry that you're uncomfortable, but this is what I need for me to be uncomfortable. Now, and I feel like it's easier to have that mutual exchange of how can we both be comfortable in this situation, and if we can't, then, then we don't want to mess up each other's peace, and we'll just split and go our separate ways. And it feels really good to just be able to say what I need and to either have people respect it and be in my life, or not respect it and not be a part of my life.
That's huge that you even said that, because like how many years are we talking about before this process that you were struggling with your boundaries?
Oh no, that's been my whole life. It was actually the end of 2020 is when I actually started working on that. So it was, I don't know when we started necessarily, but maybe 3-4 months after I actually,
Yeah, March. So
yeah,
April. Mhm.
yeah, 5 months, maybe 6 months before I actually met you and started doing the work to where I could feel comfortable setting my own boundaries and have that confidence in myself.
That's huge. Damn, that's huge. Yeah, so incredible. And so wow, so powerful. And so like now about the community, a very new like thing that we have brought to the program. Like how is it, how just has it been just connecting with these other souls around the world who are in the same path, in the coaching calls, in the community events? Just tell us about the community effect on your life as well.
It's been so powerful because I feel like, I mean, having that one-on-one with you is really helpful, extremely helpful. But also seeing what, that other people are going through really similar things, seeing, the different stages, like when I was first starting, seeing someone who was just finishing and then finishing, seeing someone who's starting, seeing, similarities in them, seeing where I can be, and then seeing my similarities in them. It would just is so connecting, especially when you're going through, you're setting boundaries and you feel disconnected from everybody. You can still see that there are people that understand and are going through similar things, and you feel that connection in a way that you may not feel it, around you. So that was extremely powerful for me, just to get to experience that. And I feel like I got so much more input too from just hearing other people's perspectives. I love hearing different perspectives on things because it opens my mind to different ways of thinking as well.
That's powerful. That's so powerful. Because honestly, like right when you came in, that's when we just started the community events, and we just kind of started the community kind of hub and kind of like universal, like making it more of a university so that people can have those different connection points. So that's so powerful that like that community have been able to be there. And also something that you said is that you coming in and then you seeing graduates already when you came in. So you're like, oh, this is a standard of success that I can visibly see. You see what I'm saying? And then you be like, wow, like look at, like I'm now seeing, and that was even huge as well. Like you now seeing similarities with other people who are successful, like making you believe and shifting that unconscious paradigm of your success. So that's huge. That was huge. And so now being said, like going back to our first call and how we talked about getting to Miranda 2.0, like would you say that you achieved that feat?
Yes. I mean, I feel like there's always more that I want to bring in and evolve and work on, but I feel like I've gotten to a point where I feel so much different. I mean, in the beginning, I was just like, am I actually going to be able to get to be like this person that I want to be? It's not like I didn't believe I could, because I knew that would limit myself from doing it, but it was just, the work was like overwhelming, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this is a long process. But I definitely feel like now that I'm through it and I've done the work and I will continue doing the work, I can only go up from here. I mean, there's no going back. It's way different world.
Yes, that's what we want, because it's like, it's the whole idea of like when your space is clean 100% and it's in like that perfect space, like nothing out of sight is out of order. And it's like, you just feel that like that sense of peace. And it's like, why would I junkie my like house back up? It's the same thing here. It's like and it's like, we kind of introduce a new way into this. Like, this is more like training focus. Like, like we have to train ourselves to love the repetition of healing. And when you fall deeply into that love of repetition, be like, like today's a new day. I get to go into my like dojo today. I get to put the sacred work with myself first today, right? And do the actual tools, not just, random meditations or random whatever stuff, but like actual tools to actually pinpoint those things and transform them. You now live your life in a pocket of inner peace, a river, a floodgate, a waterfall of like inner peace, and so just you being like, yo, I want to get to Miranda 2.0, or get to that stage of like, you've hit that potential state to where you're like, oh wow, now I'm seeing new things, I have new connections, I have a new synchronicities, like in just 3 months. That's fucking huge. Like,
It is. And I feel like the work was so intimidating in the beginning, and now it's like you were saying, fall in love with the repetition. I enjoy it. It's what I look forward to. It's like the exciting part of my day, because I'm doing my work for me and it feels good. And that is extremely important, to fall in love with the repetition.
Powerful. And it's like, it's the overwhelm too, because because we like hear this all the time from my clients of like, yeah, the first few weeks are overwhelming because it's forcing you to see life in a new way. It's like, before we've been seeing life in terms of this trauma, in terms of anxiety, but like, hey, that stops now. Now we like focus on, okay, well, who is it you want to be first and foremost? Like, let's get that North Star down. And then let's reverse engineer and go back to the inner child and heal her into her divine self. So now her energy can now protrude up into the mind and reprogram those thought patterns, so that now those negative thought patterns that was making you attract negative synchronistic events now are positively charged. And now you're attracting positive synchronized events. And now you're like, we're floating, we're chilling, so now you just like are in this like flow. And so my next question is like, because it was definitely an investment, but would you say that that was worth it to invest in yourself in that amount of money and that time?
Yes, 100%, because I don't think I know I wouldn't be who I am today without this. And I know I wouldn't have handled the things that I've gone through as well as I have without this. So I'm so glad that I've gone through this, and it's definitely worth all the money that I put into it. For sure.
Got you. So it's like the whole idea of like, there's like two different ways. Like you could have, still been my like Facebook friend for 3 more months, still had that money in your savings, right? Still like had your time, still had all that, but with these same problems. Or, right, invest in yourself, like positioning your time so that people aren't sucking you dry, but you're repumping back into yourself. And now you're in a whole different state.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like I would have been more stuck in maybe not more stuck, but still stuck, but deeper, caught up deeper in it, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it was started at a perfect time for me to break free of all the problems and the issues that I had.
Powerful. This is truly why we do this. And now like, so something else that I heard is that like you trusted your intuition. You was like, yo, like this just feels like something, like this energy here, this just feels right, I'm gonna just like go for it. And by you doing that, right, like you were saying that like, yeah, you would have been more caught in the quicksand. Like let's say when we started talking, it was up to your kneecaps, for example, right? But like if we wouldn't have talked, right, it could have been up to your like abdomen or to your shoulders or to your, like up to your nose. You see what I'm saying? But you was like, yo, I see how this pattern has been going on my whole life. If I don't change it now, when the hell will I change it? Never, right? So then you decided to go all in on yourself, and now you are reaping the benefits from the compound interest of that decision you made just 3 months ago.
Oh yeah.
And now the compound interest, because of the training, because of all the work that we've been doing to heal and synchronize both parts, you now literally the compound interest essentially creates this river. Now you can float on. And then you just gotta remember, okay, I just gotta keep doing the work, and the river keeps going. Yeah. You're going. So now next question is that to the viewers out there who may have been, watching me on YouTube or watching me on Facebook or Instagram and be like, man, what's this guy about? Man, is this legit? What is this guy? He looks pretty young. What's this all about? what would you say to those people now coming into my process and seeing the whole community and university and changing your life? What would you say to them?
I mean, I've always thought age is only a number. I mean, I don't think age is necessarily a critical part of that. But I mean, I understand, I guess getting coaching from someone younger than you can seem strange, but I mean, I was kind of unsure at first because I was like, dang, I'm giving a lot of money to this guy. Is he gonna follow through? Am I gonna follow through? Is it worth it? Am I actually gonna get farther than I am currently? But no, I definitely feel like I did lean on my intuition when it was happening. I was like, this is a big thing and this isn't something I can do lightly. I meditated on it. I spent time on it and it never felt wrong to me. So I went for it. And I feel like, that is important, is, not leaning into the fear, but leaning into the knowing, in a way, of that internal knowing of whether it's right for you or not. And, I mean, there's no question in my mind that it was definitely worth it and a good investment. But I mean, I can just tell by your energy in general that you are a person that loves to help people, that loves to give knowledge and to work through things. I don't know. I could just tell by you as a person connected to your energy that this was something that would be good for me. And I feel like so many people could benefit from your energy and the way you describe things, the way you pump people up, just your compassion. I mean, there's so many different aspects of you that makes the program what it is.
Respect, powerful. I received that. I appreciate that. I'm so happy. Yo, I'm so happy. Like, it's literally, oh my gosh, y'all. Like, literally, when I saw your check-in form for I called what 3 days ago. And I was like, damn, that's a big win. Yes. And then I just read it and I was like, and so yes, I'm so excited. And last question here. For incoming students, students that are watching this 2021, 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, over the next, 50 years or so. What would you say to them? They're about to start, they're coming in week 1, they're setting up the Alchemy Story, as you already know. What would you tell them?
I would say, just breathe, just relax. It is a lot. Take your time I would say take time to do what you need to do. As much as you're going to resist it and fight it, just at least do something small every day, just a little bit. Start with something just little that you feel as comfortable as you, because I know you're getting out of your comfort zone. Just do what you can that's closest to your comfort zone until you're more comfortable getting out of your comfort zone. But yeah, just don't overthink it. Kind of sit with it in your heart more than sit with it in your brain. Just the steps in the process, I mean.
Yeah, I love that so much. Sit within your heart, not in your brain. And this also talked about like going into what you talked about earlier about like how, don't sit into the fear too much, because like the fear is there to stop you, right? It's like the fear is seeing, oh wow, like this person's about to make a big investment, time, energy, financially wise, to invest into becoming a new version of themselves. It almost makes sense that it's going to be overwhelming. It's literally like I never said this in any of my like marketing or anything like that, but it's literally like joining the army in a sense, like on a whole different way, like like in the sense of like we're going into boot camp, a healing intensive boot camp for 12 weeks. And it's like, it's almost the same thing. Like when you go to boot camp, then they'll be like, all right, yeah. So the first week y'all walk around the lab, they're like, no, okay. First week we're doing sprints. We're getting you uncomfortable in a high energetic state so that we can shift things while everything is in free fall, And so, yeah, like I think something that you also said about just my compassion, my like energy, and it's pumping people up, because I hear about so many people who have coaches or therapists or trainers, whoever, that isn't pumping them up. That's just monotone. That's just like, no giving them no like energy. But it sounds like by me also giving that energy, that was also a completely unique effect. Would you say?
Yeah, no, yeah. I feel like you giving that energy, I mean, it helped me receive the energy and feel the energy that I needed to be in. I mean, you living in the state that you want people to reach gives the people something to strive for in a way.
Yo, okay, powerful, cool. So with that being said, yeah, what are the next steps for you, Miss Miranda? What are the next steps for you? What is the next phase? Because I know that you said that you wanted to do some writing. What's your next phases? Talk to me.
Well, I have been writing a little bit.
Okay.
I've been getting back into writing, and that's definitely where I want to go. I feel like I needed to get to this level of understanding to actually write what I wanted to write before. And it's almost like it's been put off for me to get to this point so I could understand it in a more full, whole, and a different way, a way that I can write it to help people, to encourage people to go to think about things in a different way, to shift their mindset on relationship dynamics and different aspects of their life. So that's definitely something that I am and will be continuing to work on. I actually have two ideas, like a series, I guess, going on in my head. Besides that, I mean, I'm just gonna keep working on me and keep learning and growing and understanding and diving in, and that is probably, besides writing, is probably my biggest passion right now. I've spent so much time putting my energy into other people that it just feels good to give it back to myself instead.
Yes. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I heard you correctly. What you said is that before this program, you had writer's traumas block. After this program, you've been able to transform that block into a breakthrough, and that was a bridge that you can walk on that thing. Is that what
Yes. I feel it.
Yes. Woo. So right, because I even remember our first call and like how you were saying that you had a lot of stuff happen to you growing up, right, in relationships, codependency, all these things, and now you witnessing the universe test you in this process, And I said in the beginning, I'm saying, yo, these trainings, it's almost like it syncs with the universe. It literally is going to test you so that it can refine you and hone you into the version you need to become, to effortlessly transmute your words, your energy into writing so you can open other people's minds. That's huge. Now a whole generation is about to now get your writing from your experiences that is going to resonate with so many women around the world, because you said yes to healing yourself and get into that peaceful state.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So with that being said, that is incredible. I'm so, it truly, I cannot tell you, I am overfilled with joy right now, because this is honestly why we do it. For this right here, for people to be able to graduate this training, being be before the train, being like, man, why the work keep happening to me, all this like that. And then in the train, they're like, I remember who the fuck I is. I remember who I am, And then you walk out this train and hold on. No, 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 right? Yep. That's an inside joke for all the Alchemy, Alchemy Academy students. Y'all know that what I'm talking about. And so, yeah, and so now you're going like out into the world in a more empowered state. So keep up the good work, yo. And thank you so much for coming into Ground to Fight. Any other things you would like to say to any of the viewers watching at home? Anything, talk to me.
I don't know. Just stick with it, don't just keep punching.
Dude.
Punching, keep, swerving.
Yes. Hell yeah. Cool. Awesome. 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 See you all in our next interview. Boom. We'll stop that.